We're almost there. Okay, everyone, welcome once again to our 2021 graduation ceremony. As a reminder, if you're unvaccinated, you should be wearing a mask according to the CDC guidelines. Graduates, you're asked to find a specific seat on the turf either to the right or left of the stage, and please refrain from throwing your caps until after we turn the tassels. At this point, your tassels should be on the right side of your mortarboard or the right side of your cap. And when we leave, we're going to turn it from right to left, left to leave. That means that you are signified as a graduate. Family members, you asked to find a seat in the stadium, bleachers, or along the track. Please do not move any of the chairs. Hand sanitizer dispensers are located near Manor and the high school walkways to the stadium. If you need a mask, they are available. Should you need any assistance or medical support, staff is available. Feel free to approach anyone wearing a yellow vest. We also have a nurse's station right over there where you see the yellow umbrella when we are walking in. Should you need to stop, or should we need to stop the ceremony because of the weather, please return to your car or follow the directions of our security staff to Manor High School Gymnasium and await further directions. Our ceremony will start at 2 o'clock, and that's in approximately 2 minutes. Thank you.
Oh boy. Good evening and welcome. Oh, stop. Okay. My name is Mari Spitz, your Executive Student Council representative. At this time, oh geez, here we go. I would like to ask everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remove any hats or headwear, but grads, you can keep your caps on. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated. Now I please may ask for the lovely David Roth to enter the podium.
Thank you, Mari. That's a hard act to follow. Welcome, everyone, to our 2021 graduation ceremony. I'd like to express my wholehearted congratulations to all of you, the class of 2021. Today is a monumental day for you and your families. I know both parents and students alike have worked hard to get to this day. I include parents because in so many cases, it's the parents' hard work and sacrifice that made it possible for their sons and daughters to graduate from high school. Furthermore, your teachers have spent many hours of teaching in person and online, providing encouragement and moral support. Finally, but certainly not least, yourselves as graduates-to-be, let's make sure you honor yourselves, your teachers, your parents, and guardians with a huge round of applause. Let me take a moment to recognize our Valedictorian, Salutatorian, and some of our elective student leaders who are seated in the front row to my left. If I could have you guys please stand up. Thank you, guys. I'd also like to recognize members of our Board of Education, our district office, and our school counselors, and the district administrative team, many of whom are here today. I'd also like to thank Peter and Chris Carosa for videoing our event and making it available on Facebook Live. Moreover, I want to recognize all the district staff members who assisted in making tonight's event possible. Let's look at what this class has accomplished. First of all, over 45% of the class has made high honor roll. 35% are members of the National Honor Society. 97% have graduated with a Regents Diploma. 63% have graduated with an Advanced Regents Diploma, and 85% are planning on attending college. Many of you have earned credits through honors, advanced placement, Rochester Institute of Technology, Monroe, and Genesee Community College. Many of you have participated in extracurricular activities such as academic teams, athletics, band, chorus, and school plays. Some of you have achieved sectional, regional, and state recognition. But what is most important is that you gave 100% and that you all walked away as winners. And now my parting advice for the members of the class of 2021. Change is an important part of growing up and moving forward. For some, change can be difficult. We get comfortable with what is familiar in our everyday lives. Our family, our friends, our job, our school, and our community. Sometimes change is welcome in our lives, and sometimes it is forced upon us, as it has been over the last year and a half. Although at times this pandemic has been very challenging for all of us, there has been many positive changes that have come out of this. Families were able to spend quality time together, playing games, eating as family, and not having to run off during the week to many extracurricular activities and functions. Many people have been able to work from their homes, allowing them to save time that was spent commuting. Zoom has opened up all kinds of doors for businesses, allowing people to conduct meetings and events without having to travel outside of their living room. Embracing change and finding the positives in our everyday lives helps us to keep moving forward. Here's a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward." Just like we're all trying to move forward during this pandemic, you'll all experience a lot of change in the months to come. Embrace it. Use it as an opportunity to explore new horizons. I wish you all the best as you go forth in the world, and I hope that we continue to demonstrate love, hope, compassion, and empathy towards one another. Together, we will get through this. I ask that you respect the speakers this evening because I know that they have worked hard to be a part of this celebration. Thank you very much, and now I'd like to introduce Ryan Daler, our high school valedictorian.
I missed you all at Seabreeze last Friday. I'd like to start off by thanking all of my teachers, coaches, peers, and of course my family, who've guided me through these past 13 years. I truly would not be standing before you all today if it weren't for all the support I've received. But sometimes what's more important are the people who don't support you 100% of the time. There have been races where for whatever reason I'm way behind where I'm supposed to be, and with 200 meters to go, I still hear my mom yelling, You're doing great, Ryan. Keep it up. By that point, what's going through my head is, with all due respect, Mom, please shut up. Now, don't get me wrong. It is important to have people in your life who always support you and encourage you no matter what. But we all know that the world isn't a place of constant happiness and positivity. And you've got to accept this and find the people who will tell it to you like it is so that you can work on improving yourself and pursue a world of happiness. It's simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You can't listen to everyone, and you absolutely cannot satisfy everyone. So where do you start? I recently watched a short video of a social experiment where a teacher left her second grade class alone on their Zoom meeting and recorded what followed. Almost immediately, a girl points out to the class that the meeting's being recorded, and a boy says, "Uh-oh, we're toast." Granted, nothing has even happened yet, so I don't know what this kid's actually talking about. Maybe he's already figured out how to do Zoom school, which, side note, has higher attendance rates for ceiling fans than for kids themselves. And if he's smart, he's got Among Us open on his dual monitor. Anyways, a girl blurts out, "Toast with eggs," to which someone else follows up, "with lettuce." At this point, I'm wondering what the heck I clicked on, when a boy unmutes and basically screams into his microphone, "I'm just gonna mute because I don't want to talk." At this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, this kid's gonna look for some deeper meaning to this video and try to connect it to our lives. And you're 100% correct. These second graders do not care at all what anybody thinks of them. They speak their minds without fear of judgment, and they do it with complete confidence. Now, the "I don't care what anybody thinks of me" attitude can become problematic in the real world. Like, I'd rank it on the list of top 10 worst possible pickup lines ever, a close second to, "Are you a 0% APR loan? Because I'm having trouble understanding your terms, and you aren't showing any interest." Come on. But on a more serious note, you do need to care what some people think. The problem is, as we grow older, we tend to become the opposite of these second graders, and many of us find ourselves caring what everybody thinks. Who we hang out with, what we wear, what we're interested in, etc. And eventually you hit a dead end, because there will always be people who critique you, just like there are always people who support you unconditionally. To make it somewhere in this world, you've got to be aware of the people whose opinions you value, and then be able to emphasize them over the plethora of other voices you feel compelled to listen to. And it's not like you're going to find some guru who knows all the answers, but you certainly will come across a lot of people who think they do. Some people have more experience in realms than others, so it's in your best interest to have a mix of people you look to. Like, you would never consider asking your driver's test evaluator for their advice on an upcoming Algebra 2 exam, so why do you care what 100 people that you never see outside of the school that you're required to go with think about who you're sitting with at lunch? Take some time for yourself to think about the people who matter to you, the people who you want to see you succeed, who you feel like you've let down when you haven't made the right decisions, and those are the people you care about. Those are the people you should listen to. This contemplation will make your life so much simpler, and again, that doesn't mean easy, but to progress in literally any facet of life, you must first simplify the problem, and then you can start working towards a solution. There's a cliche out there that I don't think gets the respect it deserves. It's an incredible observation, and it holds so much weight in its words. You're more like the 5 people closest to you today than you are to yourself from 5 years ago. I'll say that again. You're more like the 5 people closest to you today than you are to yourself from 5 years ago. This is remarkably accurate, and it goes to show that we adjust our behavior and even our personalities to mesh with those around us whom we spend time with. This is exactly the same case with identifying the people whose opinions of us we care about most. Those are the people who will shape who we are and who we will become. I'll leave you with that in mind, but before I go, I'd like to personally thank a few of the most influential people in my life. First of all my family, especially Mom, Dad, Sean, Kate, Liam, you guys deal with me every day. I can't even imagine. Mr. Mark Borden, Mr. Bernie Gardner, Mr. Pat Higgins, and I know he's out there. Sorry, Mason W., for the embarrassment. Mr. Rick Wansenreed. You've all had more of an impact on me than you could ever come to know. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And last but not least, Candace. With that, I'll hand things over to the true smartest person in the grade and best friend of mine through the years, Mason Bulling. Class of 2021, it's been good.
Now, Ryan, I know who Sean, Kate, Liam, your mom, and your dad are, but who is Candace and what kind of impact did she have on you? You'll have to let me know later. It has been quite a long but enjoyable 14 years with all of you. And no, I did not do the math wrong. I've been in school for 14 years. I was held back, and I'm still trying to figure out who was responsible for that. I'm truly humbled to have received such a title, and trust me when I say truly humbled. It took being salutatorian just to realize how many people cannot pronounce the word salutatorian. But aside the many botched pronunciations, I'm incredibly grateful and honored. Now, I've been told that second place is simply first loser, but I think we all learned from a young age that first is the worst, second is the best, third is the one with the treasure chest, and so on. I will live and die by those words if I have to. In writing this speech, I really had to contemplate what to speak about. And instead of searching for some far out, extraneous theme, I decided to speak about mastery. What is mastery? How is it achieved? Why should I even care? Mastery is the zenith of power and ability in a certain subject, a concept so simple, yet so overlooked. Now, whether you're aware of it or not, every day you are working to achieve mastery somehow in some field. To achieve mastery, you must have the intuition to learn and the means to do so. A big part of this arises by learning from others, but instead of learning to be exactly like others, you must transform those learnings to fit yourself and make something better of it. Throughout my life, most forms of mastery that I have achieved were simply the result of repeated failure, and even now I'm still working and failing to achieve mastery in so many different fields. And although I see failures as an important catalyst in the process of achieving mastery, I'm only 18 years old, and I have not really experienced any failures more devastating than losing money in Bitcoin. This is precisely why I figured that I should reach out to someone with ample time on their hands and someone who has made mistakes greater than I. I'm not sure how to put this. I found a random prisoner and mailed him a letter. In the letter, I enlisted his help in writing this speech, and to my surprise, he had quite a lot to say. Here's just some of what he sent back. In order to become the architect of your own life, you must create a blueprint, a plan. Most architects, when designing their structures, use a pencil for their blueprints. Why do they use a pencil when they have a toolbox complete with diversified tools? They use a pencil so that they can erase and make modifications. A man who uses pen is certain. A man that yields a compass is precise. My mistakes have helped me to realize that I am far from perfect, and if I were to erase those mistakes, I would no longer be myself. You may need to make modifications in the future, which is why you need to master every tool in life that you can. You are the architect of your own life. The possibilities are limitless. I realize today that the worst thing that can happen to me is being alive and never truly living. Now, upon my initial reading of that letter, I had two thoughts. Firstly, he must really have a knack for architecture and design. Maybe I'll mail him a chisel and a sculpting knife and see what he can build. Secondly, where the hell did that come from? I was not expecting such an eloquent response. Now, obviously it is crucial to make mistakes on the way to mastery, but If I may suggest one thing, maybe don't let your mistakes land you in prison. But if somehow they do, at least try to be like this guy. So, while mistakes may accelerate the process of achieving mastery, it is by no means a quick journey. I mean, do you think that Reese Joint mastered the game of football in one night? Maybe. Or how about Nolan Yates? Do you think that he just woke up one day and mastered the art of farming? Hell no. A combination of mistakes, persistence, and time will result in achieving mastery. But some people see mastery as unattainable, something you had to have been born with, a skill set impossible to develop later on in life. That is simply not true. The power of mastery is within us all. Now, before my speech is over, I would like to make some acknowledgments. Firstly, I would like to say that getting here was difficult, but when your best friend is the valedictorian, there is always someone to answer your questions. So thank you for that, Ryan. But more importantly, I would like to give an extreme thank you to my family, specifically to my mother, who I am incredibly grateful for. Mom, you have acted selflessly for the last 18 years and would do anything for your 3 children. Good luck and congratulations to the class of 2021. I now pass the microphone to our class president, George Walker.
Thanks, Mason. Good afternoon, everyone. Whether you're here at the field or watching from home, it's great to be together on this summer afternoon. To the teachers, staff, administrators, and families, let me first say a heartfelt thank you for all you've done to get us, the class of 2021, ready for this day. And to my classmates, a huge congratulations. This is a long-awaited occasion, and we made it. Together. As I thought about this speech, knowing that I would follow my 3 highly accomplished classmates, I admit to racking my brain for something new or enlightening to say. More questions than answers emerged. So much for saving the best for last, right? So what can I say that would do justice to everything we've experienced and to the things we've missed? How do you summarize and inspire when the last year and a half has defied our expectations for senior year? That final time together to learn and to grow, to become what's ready for next. And the biggest question I have is just that. Am I ready? Are we ready? Graduation is also known as commencement for a reason. It's a turning point, a launch pad, a threshold, a clean slate, a new beginning. It's a moment where everything changes, perched on the edge of what was and what will be. Our hearts are full of the familiar past, and our minds are focused on the unknown and uncertain future, always wondering, are we ready? Let's be honest, uncertainty does loom larger now than at any other time in our lives, and quite possibly more than at any other time in modern history. If we have more than the usual butterflies about what's ahead, it's with good reason. The pandemic aside, we've watched the world go seemingly off the rails at times. Civil and racial unrest, climate-driven wildfires and devastating hurricanes, and lately, near daily mass shootings. But we've persevered. We woke up for class every day and made the most of the new learning model, whether in quiet classrooms or in our rooms at home, all alone. We continued our sports seasons breathing through our masks. We applied to colleges without visiting. We pursued our first job or signed up for the armed services. All of this in no small part due to the excellent support system here at HFL. But are we ready? Like many things, readiness is a state of mind. Yes, while maybe a bit more anxious than the classes before us, we're also uniquely prepared to move through life unafraid and to give the world exactly what it needs from us. Just like the adrenaline rush when the ref's whistle begins the game, or the stage jitters when the curtain opens. The beginning is now, and there's no going back. Conditioned like athletes by limitations and obstacles, we've become more agile and adaptable than we could have ever imagined. COVID was a game changer for humanity, and now we are even better equipped for the biggest game of all, our future. As the world reopens, we will appreciate more fully every opportunity that comes our way while also slowing down and taking time to enjoy the little things, something COVID has taught us all. Whether it be something as simple as a dinner with friends or something as exciting as an overseas vacation, we won't forget to take in all the sights, sounds, and smells of a world that is now blossoming with new opportunities. And though soon our heads may lie on different pillows in different rooms, dreaming dreams we haven't even imagined yet, our experiences and memories will continue to influence us day by day as the future unfolds. Miss Tucker, Mrs. Hoffand, I hope you in particular are out there listening. You've always encouraged us to take life lessons from the great authors we read. One of my favorites, F. Scott Fitzgerald, had a lot to say about recreating yourself and starting over. And today, I am appreciating this moment and all that's ahead. Just like the Great Gatsby's narrator said early in chapter 1. And so, with sunshine and the great bursts of leaves growing on the trees, just as things grow in fast movies, I had that familiar conviction that life was beginning over again. It has been a fast movie indeed. Our 13 years together, a blur of colorful images against an idyllic backdrop of sparkling falls, tree-lined streets, and rolling farm fields that are this pretty town we call home. The place where we started and prevailed during a time like no other. And yes, we are ready. Good luck, everyone, and thank you, HFL.
Had to take the cap off. Didn't want it to blow off, so hope you guys like this. There we go. I know this year's been hard. We keep on moving on, getting used to all these rules. Sometimes I don't know what to do. All those times we had in class, those memories will last. Everything that we had to do, we kept on pushing through. Y'all's politics were tough. Did you vote Biden or vote Trump? I think we're getting sick of talking about our differences, but looking at the past, I'm proud to be in senior class. Together we are strong, 'cause we keep moving on. So let's celebrate together, 'cause we got out of the weather. There is nothing we cannot do. And shout out to my professors, 'cause you all made us better for the futures that we will choose. And I know as time goes on, we will learn to get along through all the ups and downs, 'cause that's the love that's in our town. But tonight, let's raise a glass to all the seniors and the staff, and allow us to say goodbye to a school. HFL high. These were the best times of my life. HFL high. These were the best times of my life. But tonight, as we progress to all my dudes and my dudettes, I wish you all the best as you go on to the next segments of your lives. And I really hope that you get by and never forget a time here to school. HFL high. These were the best times of my life. HFL high. Dang, it's so hard to say goodbye. But one thing before I go, I just want to let you know how much it means to me that you all came out to this thing. Cause I know it's kinda hard with everything that's going on. It feels like life's changed, but I'm so happy you all came. I'm gonna miss y'all when I'm gone, off to college and beyond. But I'm glad I get to know that I can call this place my home. That I can call this place my home.
It's not tears. It's not okay. It's a little tears. Hi, I'm Gene Mancuso. I'm lucky enough to be the superintendent here of Honeoye Falls-Lima. Congratulations to the HFL class of 2021. Congratulations to your parents, your family members who are celebrating this great day with us. The reason I'm crying is because you need to know that all summer long I never thought this would happen. So I have all kinds of weird emotions today. So I apologize in advance. To say this past year has been a roller coaster actually downplays what you've all been through. It's not fair. There's no roller coaster ride like it because you had to live through an adult life as a kid, and for that I'm sorry. We took away a little bit of your childhood, but I hope that we found some through your combined experiences, especially in the last few weeks. This school year is one that you will retell to your new college friends and ask them how they did high school, to your own children, and even to your grandchildren. Of course, by then you'll have to explain to them what a laptop was, because when I graduated high school, there was no such thing. You'll also have to explain to them what Zoom was, because I guarantee it will be gone too. But that legacy is part of you. Just like when I spent the night in school in 1977 during a blizzard, you're gonna tell the stories of 2021 and your stories of online learning. It is yours to keep, to cherish, and this evening to celebrate. I love being a superintendent. This community epitomizes the idea of caring. A true community is not just a geographically close, but rather feeling connected by shared interests, values, and a commitment to always be there to help each other, no matter what difficult times we're under. And for that, HFL, you did not let me down. This year and this pandemic will not be your last challenge or our biggest, but it has served as a clear reminder to all of us to not take moments like this, like graduation, for granted. Life is full of little moments that may seem insignificant when they occur, but the years later you look back and say, wow, my mom always answered my texts. My dad always showed up at the game. How did that teacher know something was wrong? How did I end up with that person as my friend? I can't believe that coach got me to play that position or that teacher to try that instrument. There are little choices you make as an adult that are sometimes we make such a big deal out of them and we miss the whole point. Picking a college is actually easy. Picking the right friends when you get to college, that's the challenge. Finding a spouse, believe it or not really that hard. Keeping a spouse, that's a challenge. Talk to somebody who's been married for 30 years, and I can tell you, every day is a challenge. It is. Life is not easy. I heard it from our speakers today. Finding friends is great. I'm going to go back to what Ryan said. Finding yourself is what this institution's trying to get you to start that journey on. Hopefully you haven't got there yet. Hopefully there's still the authentic you to find, because you've only got to experience what we've been able to offer you so far. My wish to you is that you go out in the world and find yourself. Be the best person you can be, not for HFL or even for your parents, but for you. You owe it to yourself to find yourself and be yourself. Congratulations. You are forever alumni of HFL, because we are HFL. Now we're getting to an important part of the time, so to certificate the authenticity of the graduating class, I invite up our school board president, Mrs. Carol Bellavia.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think two words sum up this last year in this class: resilient, and gratitude. I think if you take anything else with you, remember those two words, because I think that was greatly important in how all of us made it through this past year, year and a half. With that said, would the graduates please stand now for the certification of the class? It gives me great pleasure to certify that the students about to receive their diplomas have fulfilled the requirements for graduation under the guidelines set forth by the State of New York and the Board of Education of the Honeoye Falls-Lima Central School District. They are hereby acknowledged as graduates of Honeoye Falls-Lima High School with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities that pertain thereto. Graduates, it is now time for the turning of the tassel, a symbolic event marking the commencement of your life as a high school graduate. So with your left hand, take the tassel and move it from the right side to the left side of the mortarboard. Well done. On behalf of myself and the entire Board of Education, congratulations. Best of luck in your future endeavors. And now Diane Witkowski for the presentation of the diplomas.
It is with great pride that we recognize and celebrate the class of 2021. Ryan Cahill Daler. Mason Chance Bulling. Mariana Lindsay Spitz. George Elliott Walker. Maria Joy Larson. Alec Raman Bhaskaran. Abigail Augustina Baum. Margaret Catherine Adams. Quinn Patricia Adcock. Omar Armbruster. Jonathan Dane Bagwell. Whitlinger John Bates. Henry Robert Bomber. Luke Thomas Beam. Andrew Martin Bilodeau. Noah Robert Blocker. Justin James Blodgett. Matthew Thomas Blythe. Felicia Iris Borshing. Chloe Elizabeth Brassey. Kennedy Jean Marie Breakingberry. Paige Michelle Brent. Ayla Marie Brongo. Margaret Keating Broomfield. Nicholas Daniel Birch. Kate Marie Burdette. Alexander Patrick Burslem. Nicholas Budarazzi. Emma Victoria Calcani. Paikia Nathali Chen. Andrew Ryan Childs. Emily Page Clayton. Emerson Stewart Coleman. Christian James Kohler. Haley Rose Collar. Trinity Michaela Collier. Nathaniel David Connor. Ryan Patrick Connors. Hannah Isabel Coria. William Joseph Zora. Annabelle Elise Danella. Jacob Taylor Derby. Justin Miles DeWitt. Riley Jane Dieter. Brian Edward Drown. Benjamin Easton. Spencer Eaton. William Michael Eby. Karina Victoria Ekholm. Michael John Feely. Rachel Amanda Fleischer. Chase Mitchell Franz. Sierra Maria Franz. Olivia Rose Friedlander.
Aiden Thomas Garofalo. Emma Rochelle Gary. Edward Irwin Gartland III. Maeve Fitzpatrick Gaynor. Jasmine Jade Rose Gibson. Abigail June Goldstein. Zoe Leanne Gould. Jack Tarrant Graney. Colton James Green. Leah Ann Grenick. Mitchell Ryan Greer. Robert James Greer. Marie Claire Grosjean. Eliza James Grout. Christina Carly Ann Hallbrook. Marissa Lee Hartwick. Thomas Patrick Hayes. Tanner Kennedy. Emma Jane Carey Helms. Gavin Lee Henderson. Christopher Richard Hernandez, Jr. Sydney Catherine Herman. Robert Tyler Hograff. Jason Robert Hoffman. Riley Elizabeth Holmes. Preston Miller Huff. Jack Newton Halsey. Andrew Garrett Jackson. Abigail Constance Jacobs. Riley Louise Johnston. Reese Richard Mahoney Joint. Ian Joseph Kane. Elena Karapidis. Mackenzie Lee Killenbeck. David Michael Knight. Jaden Howard Kuhn. Of course I was gonna. Trevor Andrew Lankto. Riley Marie Larrabee. Michael Robert Laviani. Caitlin Ann Lenning. Jana Ray Lester. Nice. Justin Michael Lewis. Chloe Ray Long. Elise Solange Lupicella. Patrick Michael Lustig. Abigail Katie Mandarano. Philip Edward Mara McGregor. Jack Henry Martin. Sophia Anna Martin. Georgia Jinling Mazzarella Ennis. Jacqueline Jennifer McLean. Benjamin Daniel McDougall. Brian T. McGovern. Madeline Jean McLean. William Jonathan Meister. Grace Elizabeth Menz. Allison Lennox Millard. Sarah Elizabeth Millard. McKenna Riley Miller. Samuel Thomas Miller. Grace Catherine Norvell.
Elizabeth Annalise Panja. Reese Anthony Perkins. Isabel Lilani Playa. Paige Jacoba Palashik. Hannah Marie Polflight. Kevin Kessler Powell. Shelby Joe Briggs. Hayden Forrest Price. Jordan Paige Proctor. Hannah Marie Patoric. Connor Christian Quinn. Cade Peter Ratliff Kelborn. Brian James Ranke. Megan Colleen Ranke. Joseph Isaiah Navarro Richardson. Kari Noel Roberts. Hallie Elise Robinson. Emma Lenore Rosella Roberts. Nathaniel Daniel Ross. Molly Claire Russell. Alice Caroline Russo. Haley Rhiannon Secor. Kimberly Lucille Salter. Adam Michael Santucci. Adrian Cecilia Sanza. Michael James Sanza. Ryan Vincent Sanza. Amelia Allen Scheidel. Ashley Marie Schillinger. Andre Blake Scrivens. Hannah Rose Selke. Moshe Selenov. Madison Elizabeth Shaw. Matthew Edward Schutz. Ella Avery Sinopoli. Will Keller Smith. Logan Robert Stat. Emmy Addison Stein. Ava Jane Stern. Amanda Taylor Stott. Liam David Strong. Kathleen Louise Tanner. Neva Elaine Taylor. Tyler James Terwilliger. Huck Daniel Thayer. Leanna Grace Torpy. Shayla Faith Torpy. Olivia Ray Torregrosa. Adam Fred Trippy. Natalie Nicole Ventura. JL Rebecca Vogt. Joshua Stephen Vogt. Mia Gabrielle Vogt. Braden Miles Wagner. Sophia Gail Walker. Edward Mason Wanzenreed. Reagan Ann Webster. James Matthew West. Gunnar Walter Wetzel. Mary Elizabeth Whalen. Jackson Riley Wicks. Jake Reed Williams. Brianna Elizabeth Wise. John Henry Wolashuk. Nolan Francis Yates. Molly Francis Zona. Hannah Mae Zorno. We're going to give the Z's a chance to get to their seats. It is my extreme pleasure to present to you for the very first time the graduates of the class of 2021.
All right, graduates, you can wait up for a little bit. Just find your cap and go back to your seat. We're there. We're at the finish line. You don't have to worry about it. By the way, your cap went probably somewhere this way. First of all, I want to congratulate all the presenters today, and Ed, you guys did a great job making this ceremony, extra special, so I appreciate it. Thank you and congratulations once again to all the seniors. As we exit the stadium, graduates and family members should make sure that they take their belongings, including your water bottles. Recycle bins have been placed at the exits. Graduates, you should meet your family outside of the fenced area near the walkway, on the pathway between Manor and High School. Thank you once again, and please drive safely.